You know exactly how to walk into a room, what to say, how to hold yourself, which version of you to bring. You've been doing it so long it feels like breathing. But there is a difference between breathing and performing breathing. And somewhere in the part of you that doesn't perform, you already know which one this is. Carl Jung spent his entire career studying what happens to a man who wears a mask so long he forgets it's a mask. What he discovered is the most uncomfortable truth in all of psychology, and it is about you. Specifically, stay with me. Chapter 1. The performance. There is a version of you that exists for other people. It knows what to say in meetings, how to seem unbothered when you are bothered, how to appear confident when you are not, how to respond to "how are you?" with the right amount of ease. This version of you is extraordinarily well practiced, and it is not entirely false. That is the part that makes this complicated. Some of what you perform is real, your competence real, your humor real, your care for people real. But at some point, and you felt this without being able to name it, the performance became total. There is no version of you that is off duty. No moment when you allow yourself to be unknown. No space where you are unfinished, uncertain, genuinely without an answer. You are always managed. Jung called this the persona. Not a criticism, not a flaw, a structure every human being builds. The word comes from the Latin persona, the mask worn by Roman actors to signal which character they were playing. The mask that told the audience, "This is who I am in this scene." Jung's observation was that every human being builds one of these. We have to. The world requires it. You cannot bring your full interior to every interaction. You cannot bleed in every conversation. You need a functional social self, a curated presentation that allows you to navigate the world without constant exposure. The persona is not the problem. The problem is what happens when you cannot take it off. Chapter 2. The cost you stopped noticing. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that has nothing to do with how much you slept. You felt it. You finish a day that looked fine from the outside, productive, functional, socially present, and you sit in your car, or your room, or wherever you go when no one is watching. And something in you just drops. Not sadness, exactly. Not anger. Something more like relief that no one is watching. That relief, that specific relief, is the cost. Jung's most important observation about the persona was this. Every unit of energy that goes into maintaining the mask is energy that does not go into knowing yourself. And over years, not dramatically, not in one moment gradually, the way a river reshapes a valley, you lose access to what's underneath. Not because it disappears, because you stopped visiting it. The man who performs strength for long enough begins to lose access to his own vulnerability, not because he healed it, but because he buried the door. The man who performs certainty long enough begins to lose access to his own genuine questions, not because he found answers, but because he stopped allowing himself to not know. The man who performs calm long enough begins to lose access to his own anger, not because he processed it, but because he learned that showing it cost him something. And the terrifying part, the part Jung returned to again and again, is that this happens so gradually that most men never notice the moment it crossed from functional performance into the loss of self. They just wake up one day and realize they don't know what they actually want, not what they're supposed to want, not what makes sense to want, what they specifically, underneath everything, actually want, and that not knowing feels shameful. So, they perform knowing, and the mask gets a little heavier. Chapter 3. What the mask is protecting. Jung was careful about something that most of his interpreters miss. He did not say the persona is a lie. He said it is a necessary structure that becomes dangerous only when it is mistaken for the whole self. The mask exists because something needed protecting. At some point in your life early, probably you showed something real and the world was not equipped to receive it. Maybe it was your sensitivity, your ambition, your fear, your need to be genuinely seen by someone who was not paying attention. And the world's response, not cruel, necessarily, just inadequate, taught you something. That part is not safe here. So you built a structure around it. Not to destroy it, to protect it. The persona is not your enemy. It is a guardian that outlived its original assignment. It was built for a world that no longer exists, the world of that specific child who needed protection. But you are no longer that child, and the guardian doesn't know that. It is still at the door, still turning people away, still keeping you safe from exposure that no longer threatens you the way it once did. Jung's term for what lives behind the persona, what the mask protects, is the self. Not the ego, not the performed version. The self, the original, the thing that was there before the world told you who to be. And here is what matters. The self did not disappear because you stopped visiting it. It is still there, exactly where you left it, waiting with a patience that has no deadline. Chapter 4. How a man finds his way back. Jung did not prescribe a method for this. He described a direction. He called it individuation, the lifelong process of becoming, as completely as possible, who you actually are, rather than who you were shaped to be. And the first movement of individuation is not dramatic. It is not a breakdown, not a retreat, not a complete dismantling of the life you have built. It is something much smaller and much harder. Noticing the performance while it is happening, not stopping it immediately, not judging it, just noticing. There it is. I am performing right now. I just gave the managed answer instead of the true one. I just filled the silence instead of sitting in it. I just performed a version of this feeling instead of actually feeling it. That noticing, that small, unglamorous act of self-observation is the beginning of the thread back. Because you cannot find what you haven't admitted is missing. And most men spend their entire lives performing so well that they never admit, even to themselves, that they lost something. The man who can say, "I don't actually know who I am underneath this," is not weak. He is the most honest man in the room. And honesty about the interior is where individuation begins. Every time. Now what you do today. Today, not this week, today. Find one moment when you are alone, not to meditate, not to journal, not to do anything productive, just to sit with this question. What would I say right now if I knew no one would judge the answer? Not what you should say, not what makes you look good, not what is appropriate, what is actually true. You don't have to say it to anyone. You don't have to do anything with it. Just notice what comes up when the performance is given permission to stop. Even for 60 seconds. That 60 seconds is not nothing. That 60 seconds is the door. Jung believed that the most dangerous thing a man can do is live his entire life as a performance for an audience that was never worthy of the real thing. And the most courageous thing, the thing that requires more genuine strength than anything the performance ever asked of you, is to stop. Not permanently, not all at once. Just enough to remember what's underneath. You already know what's under there. You've just been too busy performing to introduce yourself. In the next video, the people who irritate you most are showing you something about yourself that you have refused to look at. And Jung's explanation for why is the most unsettling thing in all of psychology.